Hey everybody. So, predictions. World Cup qualifying for the months of August and September. I promised I would get around to it. I've been gone for the last 5 or 6 days. Uh, just haven't been feeling in a great mood to make some content on my channel. Uh, a bit of a hiatus on my fantasy football tournament series, but I will hopefully get back into making them, if not tomorrow, then the day after tomorrow. But I'm going to try to get back on my late summer schedule as I promised I would. If all my original dates for release aren't going to be finished on the day I thought they would be, then they are going to be done eventually. I will get around to doing it, just as I always get around to doing stuff that I plan on doing. So, if you're wondering where I've been for the last almost week, um, I've sort of just been relaxing, laying low, and I haven't really been feeling that well. Um, Not bad, but I just haven't been feeling in an inspired mood to make videos lately, to be honest. Um, but I'm back in it now, and to be honest, not making videos for 5 plus days felt kind of weird because since April 23rd, 4 months, I've been releasing videos almost every day. But here I am back, and here I am with World Cup qualifying predictions before the qualifiers for the late summer kickoff. And in this video, I'm going to talk about South America. I'm going to do South America. I'm not going to do all my predictions in one video for every continent because it would be way too long. So I'm just going to make a video for each continent. And this time I'm going to do South America because I did see that question in the comment section of one of my last videos. So, August 31st, next week, we have Chile against Paraguay, Brazil against Ecuador, Venezuela versus Colombia, Peru versus Bolivia, and Uruguay against Argentina. When I looked at the qualifiers for this coming week and the week after, match days 15 and 16, I believe, in South America, only 4 more games left for all the teams in the region. I came up with some pretty unorthodox, unconventional, kind of risky predictions. Some are based on fun, but some of them are based on me genuinely believing I think they can happen. Because South America is the toughest region in the world to qualify from, in my opinion, and I just think that this is a continent where really pretty much every team can beat each other. You don't want to have to go to the high altitude of La Paz, Bolivia. Believe me. Uh, no team wants to go there, despite being the quote unquote weakest side in South America. So in South America, pretty much anybody can beat anyone else. So it produces some pretty interesting results in qualifying. My predictions for these games: Chile versus Paraguay. I'm actually going with the draw between Chile and Paraguay. I know Chile are playing at home. I know they are one of the best sides in South America, 2-time Copa America champions. But I've noticed that whenever a major tournament in the summer finishes, they tend to start up their qualifying campaign off slowly after having just gone through a summer playing in a major international tournament. I do think that'll continue here. I'm not really liking Chile the way they look under Juan Antonio Pizzi. I think he got a little bit lucky winning with them last summer. I think that what was his face? Jorge Sampaoli was a better manager, a better suit for Chile than Pizzi is. I mean, Pizzi's not bad, but I just don't think he's that good of a manager. I really don't. And I actually have a little bit of a surprise. Like I said, I think it's going to be a draw, 2-2. Brazil versus Ecuador. I still see Brazil just continuing their domination. 8 wins in a row. Uh, I think it continues against an Ecuadorian side that has been in free fall ever since the last qualifying, last few matches. They really have fallen really hard, uh, and they're probably not going to go to the World Cup. I think Brazil will win 3-1. I'll give Ecuador a goal for consolation, but I think Brazil will continue. They've already qualified, but I think they will continue their win streak here, extend it to 9 wins. Venezuela against Colombia. Venezuela is a team, neighbors with Colombia, so there's a rivalry there. They know Colombia. These two teams know each other very well, and in World Cup qualifying in recent cycles, at least since the 2000s started, Venezuela sometimes has been known to get the better of Colombia at home. So I'm actually going with a surprise one. Not, well, to me, it's not. It's not a surprise. I'm going with a 1-0 victory here to Venezuela. Peru versus Bolivia. Look, I would love to see Peru get a win here because I want them to remain in the race for getting that last spot. The bottom two spots are probably going to be a really close race between 6 teams in South America. I know Peru and Paraguay are basically, and Ecuador right now too, are fighting for survival. And Peru getting a win over here against Bolivia, riding the momentum they had, the home win over Uruguay, it really would cement their case for challenging to sneak into that final 5th place spot. But I see Bolivia stealing a point. I just do. I just feel like it's just a gut feeling. I just think Bolivia will steal a point here on the road in Peru. I told you I had some unconventional predictions here. Uruguay versus Argentina. You know what? I would have said Uruguay would win this game playing at home, but Uruguay's dip in form. They have a similar dip in form to Ecuador lately. And plus Argentina with the news they got a new manager. They're getting Jorge Sampaoli. This will be his first competitive match in charge. That is not a friendly. That is a major World Cup qualifying match. And I think they get a draw. I think they do get a point against Uruguay. I'm going to think that's going to be 1-1. So at the end of match day 15, Brazil, you know what, I'm just going to read you the points at the end. So then we move on to match day 16, which is on September the 5th. And my results for that are Ecuador versus Peru. Good opportunity here for Peru to take advantage of an Ecuadorian team in decline, but Ecuador here now more than ever with only 3 games remaining and a home game against Argentina after this. Eventually, they are going to have to get the full 3 points at home, and I think they do. I think it's a high-scoring affair. I think Ecuador beats Peru 3-2. The next match, Bolivia versus Chile. Bolivia ain't easy to play at home, but I do think Chile will steal it. I think Chile will probably get a narrow 2-1 victory in La Paz. Colombia. Oh, excuse me. Argentina versus Venezuela. I think Argentina is just way too strong. They could smash Venezuela here with Sampaoli, maybe 3 or 4-0. Colombia versus Brazil. This is where I think Brazil's streak ends. I think they will suffer only their 2nd loss of the qualifying campaign. Think about it. 16 games, only 2 losses. In South America, that's incredible. I do think Brazil will finally get a loss here. I think it'll be their last loss of the qualifying season against Colombia. Because remember, Colombia is one of the best sides in South America. Brazil's already qualified, plus they're going on the road, probably in Barranquilla. I think Colombia would probably get that road win 2-1, I'm going to say. How can Colombia lose to Venezuela and then beat Brazil? That's South America for you. And then we have Paraguay against Uruguay. This one's kind of tough, but I'm kind of worried about Uruguay. They have a tendency to slip up and fall into that 5th-place spot every single World Cup qualifying cycle. Are they destined to just fall in 5th and have to qualify through playoffs all the time? Maybe. I think Paraguay gets a win here. I think they get a narrow 1-0 victory. So at the end of all these match days, at the end of the match days here, guys, I have Brazil with 36 points, Chile with 27, Colombia with 27, Argentina with 26, Uruguay with 24, Ecuador with 23, Paraguay with 22, Peru with 19, Bolivia with 11, and Venezuela with 9. So you see the points separating the 2nd-place team and the 7th-place It's only 5 points between those five positions. Between those five positions, only separated by 5 points. That's how close it is. So at the end of these 2 match days, there will only be 2 match days remaining. I think they come in October, if I'm not mistaken. At the end of if the results pan out the way I expect them to, the results will be Brazil in first, Chile in second, Colombia in third, Argentina in fourth, and Uruguay in fifth. That is not a final prediction for how the standings will be at the conclusion of South American World Cup qualifying. It's just how it will look, in my opinion, at the end of match day 16. So leave a comment below, like, subscribe. What are your predictions for both match days 15 and 16 in South America? What do you think of my unconventional, sort of risky picks? And I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, have a good night, much love, and peace out.